What's up, collectors? Transformers Studio Series. Today, we're finally taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 71 Deluxe Class Dino. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, we get a nice straight logo on the side, Studio Series on the bottom, Dark of the Moon as well. We get a gorgeous image of Dino, and we get a nice display of the figure itself. On the side of the packaging, we get that same image, but on a closer look with the Studio Series 71 on the top. On the back of the packaging, we get a capture roll mode and vehicle mode, as well as the 27 steps, and you need to transform him. And on the other side of the packaging, we get the same image, but on a further way, so you can appreciate more of the image itself. And on the top of the packaging, we get Transformer Dark of the Moon, but that's pretty much it for the whole thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 71 Deluxe Class Dino in hand and out of the packaging. And oh my god, man, I've been waiting a decade for this dude, and as you can see, it looks super accurate to the movie representation, so that's always a plus. Unfortunately though, I got a couple of cons with it, and we're gonna get into those on a minute, but as you can see, it looks incredible. Starting out with the items that he brings, as you can see, he brings his blades, and for the sculpted and detail, they're not that bad. They're pretty decent. They don't blow me away, but as you can see, from one side they look amazing, and from the other it looks kind of mediocre. They were made of this glossy black, and it looks fantastic, really accurate to the movie representation. That's technically the only thing that matters, but as you can see, giving you a side to side and 360 degrees, so you can appreciate the sculpted and detail that they have. It's not that bad, but again, it's decent. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for the weapons. And now for the figure itself, you can see that it looks amazing, super accurate to the movie representation. You can see that the sculpted and detail that it has, it's just fantastic, and the paint distribution is perfect, giving you a 360 degrees, so you can appreciate the figure itself. And for my first con, you can see that this is a big backpack, and you guys know that I pretty much hate backpacks, but that being said, the engineering is just flawless. Honestly, this turns into a bigger backpack when you transform it, and you see that just they spend it a lot of time engineering this section, and I appreciate that. But again, this is just a mini con. Honestly, it's 10 years waiting for the figure itself. Honestly, I'm gonna take it. But continuing the 360 degrees, you can see that it just looks amazing all over the place. Zooming in on the face goal, so you can appreciate the sculpted and detail that it has. And as you can see, I have no paint drips whatsoever. Hopefully it's gonna be the same for you, but as you can see, that face goal is just super accurate to the movie representation. It's just perfect, honestly, from side to side, top to bottom. It's just flawless indeed. The chest as well, you can see that it looks fantastic, super accurate as well, and the arm just looks fantastic. The hand looks just quality. You can see the sculpted and detail here looks just fantastic all over the place. You can see that he's rocking the blades, and they look accurate as well. For the legs, you can see that more accuracy is there, especially on the feet. They look fantastic, just all over the place. The paint distribution, the sculpted and detail, it's just quality. As you can see, 10 years for this figure, it was worth it. Moving on to articulation. The articulation is kind of decent. Honestly, I was waiting for this guy for 10 years, and the articulation that this guy has is kind of disappointing, kind of mediocre. I was really hoping for more articulation, on the figure itself. And it's a really agile character. He's supposed to be, well articulated. But go ahead and moving on, you can go ahead and give it the all 360 degrees on the head. I'm not gonna do it because the head is kind of stiff. I don't want to break it. You can go and give it some minor up and down on the head as well. This is on a bulging, so you can go ahead and give it the all 360 degrees on an angle though, because the backpack gets in the way. He has an upper swivel on the arms as well. You can go ahead and give it more than a 90 degree bend, so that's always good. And he also has a swivel on the hand, so that's fantastic. No swivel on the waist, and that's honestly disappointing due to the backpack as well. And the legs can extend about that far, and only about that far due to the backpack. And for the splits, he does a really mediocre split, so you can see not that good at all. And he has a swivel on this area as well, and he also can bend, a 90 degree bend there, so that's not bad. But honestly, I was really hoping for a waist swivel, but what can you do? And sadly, and this is the part that it really disappoints me, no ankle pivoting. And when you're doing aggro poses, you kind of need that ankle pivoting. This can go ahead and move up and down, but this is due to transformation. And when you're posing him, you kind of need that, because you can see this, it kind of looks awkward just floating there, and it falls down really easily. You have to really get into it. But as you can see, kind of looks weird, with the feet there. Come on, it's 2021. This is supposed to be, a staple on figures. But with that being said, it's pretty much it for the articulation. For our comparison with the rest of the Autobots from the movie Transformers Dark of the Moon, let's go ahead and jump right into it, so you guys can see, how he scales next to all of them. As you can see, starting off with the leader itself, this is how he scales next to Optimus Prime, and in my opinion, it looks fantastic. He is supposed to be a little bit more smaller, just a tiny little bit more smaller, but as you can see, it looks good nonetheless. Let's go ahead and bring Ratchet. I'm gonna try to bring all of them here on a shot, but it's not gonna be easy. So This is how he scales next to Ratchet. Let's go ahead and bring Sideswipe. Let's see how I can do this. There are a lot of them, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to bring everyone on frame. But as you can see, this is how he scales next to Sideswipe, and he looks just fantastic next to him. And let's go ahead and finish it with the third Augur character, or just exotic car, Bumblebee. As you can see, they look fantastic, really accurate to the movie representation, and they scale really well with each other. Let me go ahead and try to bring Ironhide here. Let's go ahead and put Optimus on the background. Let's go ahead and bring Ironhide. This is the OG Ironhide, by the way. This is not the Studio Series 1, because I never had a chance to have him, but this is how he looks next to Ironhide. Let me go ahead and put back Sideswipes so you guys can appreciate the full cast. Let me go ahead and get the camera just a little bit up. As you can see, they just look fantastic, really accurate to the movie representation. And again, excuse me for Ironhide. He looks good. Honestly, he's one of my favorite Ironhides of all time, but as you can see, this is not the Studio Series 1, but apologies for that. But as you can see, this is pretty much it for them. Let's go ahead and get them out of the way. Let's put this here and this there. Let me get this and this. Let me get Optimus out of the way, because the comparison is not over. Let's go ahead and bring Q so you guys can see how he looks next to him. As you can see, not that bad at all. Really accurate to the movie representation. As you can see, they look really nice with each other. And again, this is not from Studio Series. We haven't had a Studio Series Q for now, but as you can see, this is the OG Q. Let's go ahead and bring Leftfoot so you guys can see how he scales next to him, and let's go ahead and bring the rest of the records. Let's get Q out of the way. So you guys can appreciate just the records, with Dino, so you guys can see, how they scale together. As you can see, not that bad at all. Honestly, they look really nice with each other, and they look really accurate to the movie representation. So you can see just the sculpt and detail, the paint distribution on each individual figure. It looks fantastic. But let's go ahead and move them out of the way, because again, the comparison is not over. There are a couple of figures that I want to compare. Let's go ahead, and last but not least, let's go ahead and bring the Decepticons. You can see they look fantastic next to him, and honestly, I cannot wait for the third one. Honestly, where is he? He's supposed to be on the Studio Series by now, but as you can see, with these two, he looks fantastic, really accurate. He's supposed to be the smaller one. They are a couple of bands, and he is a Ferrari, so he's supposed to be smaller. Let's go ahead and bring the background so you guys can see how they look next to the background, and in my opinion, it looks fantastic. It looks amazing, really accurate to the movie representation. And with that being said, this is pretty much it for the comparison. Moving into transformation is kind of 50-50. It's a little involved, it's not that easy, but moving on, let's go ahead and unpack this section right here and do the same on the other side. After that, go ahead and fold the feet and rotate them like so. When you do that, that's pretty much it for that section. Go ahead and unpack this section, fold the face like so. That's gonna allow you some space to pretty much unfold the entire massive backpack here. Go ahead and kind of put this forward so you can rotate it without no trouble. Go ahead and face it to the up section. This is pretty much gonna be the front of the vehicle mode. Go ahead and now unpeg the weapons. Do the same on the other side, and you're gonna peg them in here. This is the only part of the transformation that you have to do, because if you don't do it, the blades are not gonna be able to fit there after the transformation is done. So go ahead and kind of rotate this section. This is gonna be the front of the vehicle mode, and when you do that, you want to go ahead and place the peg port to the sides like so, and the hand to the inside. Go ahead and do the same on the other side. Put that there, put this here, and that's pretty much gonna fall on an angle, and it's gonna pretty much align there. I go ahead and focus on this section. Make sure that this piece is pegged in like so. Do the same on the other side. When it's pegged, then go ahead and focus on the back. You want to go ahead and peg the little hands have a little peg. You want to go ahead and peg that to secure them. And after that, go ahead and fold these door pieces like so. Do the same on the other side to get them out of the way on the future. So after that, you want to go ahead and fold this piece inside. Pretty much lands there, it doesn't peg anywhere. So after that, you want to go ahead and proceed to put the legs like so. Do the same on the other side. Put the legs inside. You're just gonna fit there, they're not gonna peg anywhere. So go ahead and focus on the back. You want to go ahead and rotate this section, put this section back, and this section is gonna peg on these two pieces. Beware when you force it, the wheel can peg, but it's not a big deal. So go ahead, and after that, last but not least, you want to go ahead and pretty much force the doors in. I like to peg them from the down section to the up section, like so. Just make sure the force you're doing it is, you know, from down to up, like so. When you do that, that's pretty much it. And go ahead and secure the feet on the door, and after that, that's pretty much it. When you're done, there it is, Dino on his awesome looking vehicle mode. For the vehicle mode, you can see that that awesome red color translates really well into the vehicle mode itself. Unfortunately, this is not a real Ferrari, so it's not accurate to the movie representation. It's kind of like a bummer. Really disappointing that after 10 years they couldn't, you know, make a real Ferrari. And this kind of was the point, that they didn't, you know, they couldn't make a Dino back then because they didn't have the licensing for a Ferrari. But honestly, after 10 years, it really is disappointing. I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to finally have a Dino in my collection, but again, it's really disappointing. For the rims, they look really nice, really aggro, but again, they're not accurate to the real you know, representation of the Ferrari rims, but they look good nonetheless. You can see they're made of this silver with black. They look really good. The red color looks really good on the entire thing. As you can see, no different types of red on the figure itself. Everything is the same, really glossy, and it looks fantastic. For the window boxes, you can see that they're not painted, they're just clear, and the grill looks really nice with the front headlights. And as you can see, just sculpted in detail on the figure itself. Just the vehicle mode looks fantastic. On the back, it kind of has a mini hole there, and I really don't like that, but honestly, I really don't mind that as much. It really bothers me, but I'm not gonna be, you know, displaying this guy on the vehicle mode, so again, it's not that important for me. But when I do have it on vehicle mode, it kind of bothers me a lot. But as you can see, this is the exhaust pipe, and it kind of looks weird. It's not painted, it's just red. But other than that, pretty much everything else is painted really well. But for a comparison, let's go ahead and bring the entire cast of Autobots. Let's go ahead and bring Sideswipes so you guys can see, you know, how they look together. As you can see, let me kind of zoom in just a little bit so you can appreciate more of the scale between both of them. So you can see, not bad at all. They look fantastic. They scale really well with each other, and they look amazing. Unfortunately, we don't have a Bumblebee for the Studio Series on the Dark of the Moon movie, so let's go ahead and bring an OG figure so you guys can see how they scale. He is technically supposed to be a lot bigger than this because this is a muscle car and they are sports car, but as you can see, they look fantastic together. This kind of looks big, but again, we don't have a Bumblebee from the Dark of the Moon yet. We're pretty much gonna get it soon because you know how Hasbro is with Bumblebee. So let's go ahead and remove them. Let's bring Q so you guys can see how he scales. Again, this is the OG Q, but again, it looks fantastic together. They scale really well with each other, and honestly, I'm super happy that I could find, you know, Q to compare with you know, Dino. Let's go ahead and move to Ratchet so you guys can see how they scale, and they scale pretty much awful. This is not supposed to be the case. He is supposed to be a lot bigger than Dino, but as you can see, this is how they look together. Go ahead and take them out of the way. Let's go ahead and move to the records. Let's go ahead and bring left foot, top spin, and Roadbuster. Let's see how they can fit here on display. Unfortunately for Roadbuster or left foot, excuse me, this thingamajigs do not pack well for me, so it can fall. So anyway, so as you can see, they look really nice, sculpted in detail. Each individual one looks fantastic, and they scale really well with Dino. So you can see the scale is fantastic. Honestly, I am so super happy to own every single one of them. As you can see, they look really good. But moving on, let's go ahead and get them out of the way. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bring Optimus Prime. This is a big one because this is the leader one. Let's go ahead and see how I can manage to fit all this into a shot. As you can see, for the scale, they look fantastic, but this is pretty much the same as the Earthrise version. If you take the trailer off, it looks pretty much silly. The comparison is just awful. The scale is just not this is not supposed to be the case. But if you pull the trailer on, it kind of, you know, mimics that Optimus Prime is bigger, and they look good. No, don't get me wrong, they look really good together, and they look fantastic. But that's pretty much it for the comparison. I didn't transform Ironhide because again it's an old figure and I really don't want to break him. I like him a lot, so I couldn't transform him. But that's pretty much it for the comparison. For the transformation back to robot mode, it's pretty easy. It's simpler than, you know, transforming him from robot mode to vehicle mode because you're just gonna pull things apart. So let's go ahead and start with the doors. Go ahead and unpeg them like so, and when you do that, that's gonna allow you some room to pretty much unpeg the legs. They're pretty much gonna unpeg themselves, but you want to help them, you know, just in case, you know, for not breaking some pieces. Go ahead and rotate the legs like so, and as you're doing that, just pull the feet on their place. Go ahead and pull these two pieces like so. Put these the head on its place. Go ahead and remove the little tabs that are, you know, securing the hands, and that's gonna allow you, you know, to remove the front, pretty much the front of the vehicle mode. When you unpack that section, go ahead and pretty much remove these pieces out of the way. Rotate this piece, take the weapons out for now, throw them away, and then you're gonna go ahead and pretty much fold the little door panels like so, and you're gonna try to fold this piece on its place. Go ahead and do that. When you're folding, pretty much everything is gonna, you know, align on its place. Go ahead and fold this piece. I forgot to, you know, to do that. Go ahead and peg the chest like so, and as you can see, that's pretty much it. Then just go ahead and pretty much align everything like you like it. Do the same on the other hand. Do the same on the arm and on the hand, excuse me. Go ahead and do that and put this two pieces whenever this is up to personal preference, but the accurate version is, you know, upwards like that. Go ahead and peg the blades. That this is whatever you want. You can peg them, you know, facing up or facing down. I like to put them facing up because that's the more accurate look. But when you're done, that's pretty much it. There you have him back into this awesome, and I do mean awesome looking robot mode. And with all that being said, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. It will help you with the algorithm and helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get any value out of my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 71 Deluxe Class Dino.